Hi, everybody. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my God. Y'all, y'all. Yesterday was wild. So we got downtown. I got downtown. I got downtown early. And I was hanging out at the Saturday market when I got a text from Lisa saying that people were showing up already at 3:30, and the event was supposed to start at 5:30. Good morning, Susan. I just had to come on and talk about how wild yesterday was. So it was 3:30 and people were already entering. So I rushed over there and we got all kinds of footage of folks entering. It was crazy. I've never seen the org so busy. Um, and they pulled out a speaker and they deployed speaker tech on us. And so that was awful. That was awful. That was 2, maybe 3 hours of their music blasting in our ears. It was something else. But what was really wild is what happened afterwards. Scary, scary. Hey, Maya, how are you? So we had all left. We'd all gone back to our car, and I brought Chat back to the car with me to be safe. And as I was getting in the car, somebody in chat told me there was a call. Good morning, Amy. How are you? As I got in the car, it was so good to see you yesterday, Amy. As I got in the car, somebody in the chat told me there was a fire call for the Scientology building. So I went around the block to look, and why would I do that, Samantha? Um, so I got in the car to drive around the block, and I parked right in front of the building and I sat there, and the chat told me that um hey, pup groomer. Chat told me that now the call had been escalated. So I waited and I waited, and then, oh my God, you guys, 3 cop cars arrived. Hey, Jen. 3 cop cars arrived, and all the cops got out, and they stood around Scientology in the front talking to people. And it turns out that yesterday there was actually, shortly after we left, a police call for a pew pew in the Scientology building or near the Scientology building. And so I cannot figure out what happened last night. I am so confused. I have nothing. I sat outside the building for the last 5 minutes of my stream and watched all the cops arrive and talk to the Scientologists and then take off. So, if any of you have any ideas, that would be just lovely. What else happened? We saw person after person coming out of there. Hi, IMI. I was just talking about the last 5 minutes of my stream. Cops showed up after we had left. It's apparently, from all it looks like we got swatted, but we had already left, which makes no sense because why would they call the police on us for firearms after we had already left? I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out. I probably should have held the meat for the middle of the video so I don't have to keep repeating it, but I can't figure out exactly what happened. We saw so many people. I was trying to think how many people. Maybe 100. Yes, IMI. Did you have a question? The cops showed up after we left. Orion wants to come say hi, y'all. Come here. Here's the puppers. The cops showed up after we left, and apparently they were called because there was a pew pew. So I sat in my car across the street from the org where they didn't even know I was there and watched. And yes, he's a dachshund. He is a dachshund, Jen. There's his pretty face. Will you look at the camera? There you go. I know it's terrible. Isn't it terrible? I'm holding you. So the cops had a conversation with the Scientology people at the door and they took off. That's what they did. It was crazy. I think my estimate, my guess, next time we should have people counting. My estimate was there was 100 to 150 people who went in and out while we were there. Lots of young kids, more than I expected. He's a sweetie. He is a sweetie, pup groomer. He's about 3 years old. His name is Orion, Orion. Lots of people coming out with big, heavy boxes of what I can only assume were books. They played the music, they turned the music on so loud. If you were in my stream, you know how loud they had the music on. It was so loud. I finally had to put my AirPods in. And that drowned out this music a little bit for me and a little bit for the people, but oh my goodness, it was quite awful. Quite awful. We got so much support from the community, you guys. People were walking by giving us thumbs up. People were talking to us. Several people tried to walk into the org while we were there, and we got to see the org refusing them entrance. Sorry, my mouth's getting dry. So it was crazy. There were 4 of us down there. And we had a good time. We had beautiful chalk art. It was kind of a beautiful day. So, you guys have any questions? Any thoughts? Were any of you in my stream yesterday? I'm just trying to decompress from being potentially swatted. Yeah, that's right, Mike. How could I forget Amy joining us? Amy herself came down and joined us. It was wonderful. Thank you. You're right, Mike. 5 of us. How could I forget? I guess I'm so focused on the end of the evening and freaking out that the police might have actually been called us. Yes, my chair is on the charger. I did get back to the car. I did get back to the car with 100%, well, not with 100% charge, but I got back to the car with enough charge to get back to the car. So, and it's on the charger now. So, it should be ready to go when I need it next. They called the cops on us twice, y'all. We were down there and they called the cops on us for graffiti. Now we've pup groomer. Yeah, Jen, wasn't it great? We had so many good conversations with the public. So many people supporting us. In fact, at one point they had the music up so loud and this couple of guys walked by. It was so funny. They walked by and we were talking about Scientology briefly and we told them the blinds were drawn and the music was on for our honor. And they walked over and turned the music down for us. And then flew the bird at the door. It was just lovely. It was shortly after that that the cops arrived for the graffiti. They had to call a supervisor down because it does say in the statute that chalk is considered graffiti, which is exactly what I was concerned about. So luckily we had checked. We had all the permission, and I think the cops just told Scientology to stuff it, and they left. So we had two cop interactions, one that I think could have been much scarier had we been there. I don't understand. Hey, LA and Toronto, how are you? Sorry, the pupper is trying to find a good place in my lap to situate himself. He is the ruler of the roost, so to speak. It was busy. It was busier than it's been. Um Afila, yeah, they can stuff it. They were not happy with us. Yesterday was the first time they've brought out speaker tech. They pulled the blinds almost immediately. They had doormen at the door the entire time, like we were going to try to walk in. They had people guarding the door the entire time. I don't know what they thought we were going to do. All we were was outside. We never stepped foot on their precious building. But they had a doorman lurch at the door the whole entire time. And they were prepping people on the way out. You could tell they were having conversations with everyone before they came out. I think like uh trying to prepare them for what we were going to say when they came out. I don't know. Weird conversation. Yes, Susan. They make you seem dangerous to scare people. That's exactly what it felt like was going on. That is exactly what it felt like was going on. Is they were trying to make us look dangerous so that the the congregants, so to speak, the members, who uses the term society, calls it a society. It did not seem like a huge celebration. People did not seem happy coming in or out. Um, I mean, except for the loud music, and they pulled all the blinds. I still The blinds are the weirdest thing. Wouldn't you think they would want people to know that they were inside celebrating? I don't know. I don't know. It was weird. It was great to have Amy there joining us. You guys, we need more people. It's nice to have more people down there. We have more eyes because they go around the corner and they start scrubbing the chalk off. Susan says, I would not be happy if I was made to go or be handled. Well, not only made to go or be handled, but made to buy these huge, heavy ass boxes of books. They came out with boxes of books. I can't even show you the size of the box. They came out with these boxes of books, carrying them. Who? Lurch? See, he decides that he needs to come and say hi. I I tried to be silly or at least pleasant. That's enough. That's enough. Yeah, thank you. I'll give you pets, but that's enough. Thank you. I don't know what they're trying to do, but playing that loud music and playing the loud music and having a doorman stand there the whole night. Lurch was something else. He tried to stare me down a couple of times. And all the kids going in, you guys. So many little kids, so many young families. Wolf Machine. This is Orion, if you haven't met him before. Fluffer, never apologize. You're here right when we need you here. We were just talking about the adventures yesterday and how weird that cop call was at the end of the day. Freaked me out. It was a huge, except for the terrible music at unbelievable volumes and the doorman, except for the terrible music and the doorman, it was a pretty uneventful. Oh, and the cops. It was a pretty uneventful night. Like Mike says, the kids were very interested in why we were there and what we were doing, and hopefully something clicks for them. They were. Mike said there was a little girl who kept peeking through the window to see what was going on and reading all the signs. So, um, yeah, hopefully we made some inroads there. I don't know. I don't know if we got any good conversations with Scientologists, but we certainly got a lot of support from the community. Lisa was standing out on the street with honk signs, and we got honks and honks and honks and honks. Um, yeah, overall, it was. Sorry, y'all. I gotta find the charging cord or we're gonna die here. I'm a little distracted this morning only because this is an impromptu live that I wasn't planning on doing, but I'm just still so keyed up about the events from yesterday that I needed to come and talk to you guys about it and figure out what was going on with the cops. How come Scientology would call a SWAT on us after we'd left? Yeah, hey everyone coming in. Please like and subscribe. I'm mostly just babbling about all of the Interesting stuff going on last night. Don't have much more to say, I guess, unless you guys have any thoughts about what was going on. It really freaked me out, all the cops showing up. And I really wish we knew if the cops showing up was Scientology or if somebody in a stream set us up. I don't understand how they would call the cops after we already left, because we clearly had to have already left because I was at my car when the call came in. So even even if Mike and Rika and Lisa and Amy took a little while to finish packing up, if I jetted out early, still they called after we'd left. That would be really great, you guys. And Fluffer, I sent you an email with the timestamp for the police, for the second police SWAT. I haven't watched it through to get the timestamp for the first police call, but it was about an hour into the stream, if I recall correctly, because it was just about the time. The cops arrived just about the time Mike showed up, which was before he started his stream. He waited until the cops were done. I think he wanted to be not distracted. Maybe they thought they could get one of us by ourselves. That's even scarier, thought Mike. And really, Mike, I'm more scared for you out there than for Rika or Lisa or me if they call the cops and start trying to SWAT us, because they're going to focus on you, not Lisa or I. So, I don't know. I don't know. This is raising the stakes into something that is nerve wracking. Doesn't mean I'm saying I'm stopping. It just means, my goodness, it's a little nerve wracking. Right, right, Mike. Exactly. They've only arrested the men in LA. So I worry much more about you than I worry about any of the, and than I worry about Rika or Lisa or even Amy and I. It's but yeah, they haven't called the police during the week. It's very strange. Susan, you think they'll ramp it up and hope to make us all stop? Well, I don't think that's going to work. The cops did not tell us that we couldn't bring our own speaker. So that might be a good course of action, to bring our own speaker and maybe play some white noise. I'm hoping it was just a birthday celebration too. I'm hoping it was just a birthday celebration thing too, Mike. But again, why would they call in a swatting at the last minute? Which worries me that somebody in the stream called the SWAT. Fluffer Squirrel. It's so odd to see white males be the ones we need to protect. Yeah, well, first they came for, and then they came for, and I didn't say anything, and then they came for, and I didn't say anything. Yeah. Good morning, Rika. Susan, I wondered if they wanted to make a call after everybody had left so that it wouldn't be, because both the calls that came in were the first call that came in that the cops showed up. Nobody was showing up to the org anymore. Nobody was showing up to the org anymore when they called the cops the first time. It was pretty quiet. Everybody had already arrived, I think, and they called the cops. And then if they called this swatting in, which it wasn't a full swatting, it was just 3 cop cars, but still. Here's my thoughts on the swatting. It's the men they focus on. The men are the bigger threat in their eyes. 50% Scientology calling in fake calls, 25% COS supporters calling in fake calls, and 25% random. Yeah, Pup Groomer, I think you're probably right. I think you're probably right. Viewers calling fake calls for drama. I was really worried that was going on last night. That's why I'm hoping we can get some word out. I don't know the person who was in my chat last night who told me there was a call and to come back around. And you think they thought the cops. Sorry, I just lost that thought that I didn't finish. Rika says, I think they thought the cops would get us to leave so they could leave without us being there. Yeah, but it would have been, they would have been leaving while we were there. We would have still been there and the cops would have been there. So the cops wouldn't have taken us off that quick. Things don't happen that quick. They just would have been stuck in the building longer. And yes, Pup Groomer, that's what I was saying. I didn't recognize the person in my chat who told me that a call had already come in. But Mike clearly found on the scanner 2 police calls, one a priority call for graffiti, why it was a priority call. One was a priority call for chalk and the other was a priority call for, well, the other was a priority call for a pew pew. My first thought that they didn't get the speedy response they expected wanted. I just can't see people from the smaller channels having swatting calls. It's too serious. Well, that's what I thought, Fluffer. But it's clear that the cops were called last night for a pew pew. And that's why they showed up. And they showed up with 3 cars in a hurry without sirens blaring. They just descended. And yes, people do need to be held responsible. It's the only thing that will stop the fake calls. Oh, I don't think that they'll target women. I don't think that they won't target women. I just, based on the history, I worry more about Mike than I worry about the 3 of us. But I could be wrong, Rika. I could be totally wrong. Rika, the person in the chat was S Blue Media. I don't know. I've never seen that person in my chat before. I've never seen that person in the chat before. They did leave out the side. After I left and went around the corner and ended my stream, I came around the corner again and walked and drove by the side entrance, and that's the way they left. That's the way they left. Maya, no, I am not kidding you. It was a priority call for graffiti. It was a priority call for graffiti. And they were down there for a half an hour and had to call a supervisor because the actual code says chalk is included in graffiti, which is the thing that I was worried about. So I'm so glad that Rika and Lisa took the time to speak to the cop last week and make sure that we got it on tape saying chalk was okay. IMI, chalking is the same as a pew pew. Rika, well, Rika, that was the same thing that I thought. That somebody came on my stream at the end, but what, and Blue Media also said that he was trying to collect information for streets. So that could be just a flat out lie that he knew I would fall for, or Blue Media is actually somebody real. Mike, exactly. Vandalism priority. Vandalism priority. And Rika, yes. And now we have video of them saying a little speaker is okay. Indeed, we do. Fluffer, I'm glad that Keith got safe. I'm really glad about that. And it was a busy night. It was a busy, busy night. And I was relatively safe. I was safe the whole time. I've just got this mystery about what went on in my chat. Right, we can't dismiss everyone. Oh, you were a lurker. I was a lurker for so long under my real name before I created this profile, and I'm not one to make things up. I just didn't comment under my real name. Exactly. And cops are allowed to lie. I just don't know. I know they lie. I know they lie. They lie all the time. But if we've got it on video saying it's okay and we've talked to them, then it I mean, this is what I was worried about because the city code does say no chalk. And they came back and said, see, the city code says no chalk. So Maya says, I have to say the police over there has some weird priorities. Here they would have laughed if someone called to say people were drawing with the chalk on the sidewalk. Well, we have no idea, Maya. We have no idea what Scientology told them we were doing. They came and said they also said that it was spray paint. So the cops said that we had spray painted, and we were like, and spray painted on the building. And we were like, no, we didn't spray paint the building. I thought the cops were very nice as well, although I didn't interact with them the second time. They did seem to be quiet and calm and not running in with guns drawn. It was still scary to watch, even in my car across the street. Fluffer Squirrel says cops can lie, but not to get you to do something you weren't already going to do. It's my understanding. So we'd check that in that area. Yeah, I need to follow up and find a civil rights attorney who can tell us what's What's okay? I did think the cops were really accommodating and nice. Um, it was a better interaction than I could have hoped for. So that was good. I really wish they could have told them to turn the music down, but they didn't seem like that was a Maya. Rika says, Maya, they only care about downtown in Portland. In my area, it takes cops a long time to arrive in a mass pew pew. Yeah, I was like, there's a fire call. There are no fire police handing up. I do hope they understand we warned them that swatting would happen. Oh, you're in Portland proper? Wow. Shot for chalk. Exactly. Exactly. You doubt the cops would priority to come even if there were spray paint involved? Well, we were we were big they're kind of hinky about graffiti downtown nowadays. The protests and the pandemic have put them in a mind to make downtown feel safer for everyone. GM Flower, I am happy we were not treated too badly as well. All in all, it was a completely successful evening. Rika, who is hurting so badly, I'm sorry you're hurting, Rika. Rika and Lisa did an amazing, amazing job on the chalk. I hope you guys saw all the chalk art. It was amazing. Yeah, he we got him on his side a little bit. Yes, congratulations to Rika. She got 300 subs for the LRH event. That's amazing. Y'all, I'm closing in on 800 subs. I am so excited. Hey, Mandy. I'm so excited. I'm closing in on 1,000 subs and I've just broken 1,000 watch hours. So I am a third of the way. A third of the way. Your stream was steadier yesterday. That's great, Rika. I'm glad to hear it. Mandy, how are you doing? How was your day yesterday? We had the cops called on us twice. Oh, Binnebeck 33. I appreciate that. I don't feel like a hero. I just feel like some old chick who uh who goes out and stands in front of buildings. I just sit there. It's pretty amazing. I would love to see how quickly well, that one just went out of my head. It's going to be an ADHD morning, y'all. That thought just went right out of my head. Maybe it'll come back. Fluffer Squirrel. Yes, I was on the morning news with Natalie. That was so fun. It was fun to see that video. Oh my goodness. Maya, there would be an uproar if that shit happened here. Well, maybe there would be an uproar. At least if it was across the street. Oh my goodness. The cops must be thinking these three old ladies and this really respectful guy are so threatening. Yeah, I mean, like, we were like, hey, we're just here to do the thing. We're not trying to do the thing. Or four old ladies when Amy was there. Yeah. Yeah, because They walked by. They did a walk by. So really, the cops came by 3 times. We had the cops come by the first time for the vandalism call. And then they came by. They walked by the second time. They just walked by like they were making their presence known. And Rika says it better than I do. The SWATs are going to get someone killed. And that's what was so scary sitting outside there last night, y'all. Is not knowing why the hell the cops were showing up for a pew pew right after we left. How coincidental is that? Oh, Fluffer, you're so sweet. 5 incredible freedom fighters. We're not all that. We're not all that, but we do love you for it. Okay, guys, I know Marilyn's about to go on, so I don't want to move into her time. It wasn't popular to say at the least. Yeah. I guess it does take a lot for the police to respond with sirens and all the shit. It was interesting last night because they showed up silently. Like all of a sudden, the cops were all there. If you watch the video, the last 4 or 5 minutes of the video, you'll see I was like, chat, there's nothing. Why am I sitting here? Why am I sitting here, chat? There's nothing happening. Mike, right? I went back and watched that and I was like, I was not wrong. I got her entire ass on screen. Because when it first happened, it happened so quick that I didn't even that I couldn't quite believe that that's what I'd seen. But my oh my, I got it but good, didn't I? That one was hilarious. Hilarious. Jen, they have already ended up in death, not in our protest, but it can be deadly and it's really scary. And I was really scared last night watching it possibly happen. Hot pants way up the crack. It was the entire like her whole ass was hanging out. It was something else. It was something else. Maya, I don't know. I don't know what's better, to have the cops not show up when you call or to have the cops show up over call. The blind tech and all the ice cream that you can't sleep. I can only imagine how yeah, it was scary. Shake what your mama gave you. Indeed, shake what your mama gave you. It was pretty funny. I was like, man, oh man, I just got a show. And then she pulled her tushy down. She took the time to pull her pants down before she walked across the street. I was like, those girls must be showing up to work across the street. And they were. They were showing up to the gentlemen's club right across the street where I was parked. Okay, y'all. Unless you got something else, Marilyn's coming on. I know you probably all want to run over there. So I will close this stream. Maya, I'm not sure that we have a solution for that yet. Because to get there on the weekdays, we can't always schedule 2 of us to be there. Rika can't be down there on the weekends. And Lisa is not going to be around much longer. And Mike works. So I think I'm probably going to continue to be down there alone during the day. unless we find somebody else who wants to show up. I'm not willing to let them win and run me off just because they called the cops a few times. And that may be a little silly. Work is a waste of time. It is a waste of time. I will, if the weather's nice, I will go down tomorrow morning before I go to class. Boy, it's a beautiful day. It's shaping up to be a beautiful day today. Happy Easter, everybody. You have a way to do a double feed camera? Does that mean, Jen, you can do it like Jay does it in Denver, where you can see your face on the camera and what's going on in front of the camera? Is that what you mean? You can make it go both ways? Because I want to learn how to do that. I think it's really cool. I like it that way. They told me I need to use Streamlabs instead of StreamYard. So I downloaded Streamlabs, but Streamlabs is so confusing. I cannot figure out how to make it work. So if you know how, let me know. And be careful. But Las Vegas, oh, 2 cameras, 2 locations. That's a great way to do it too. That's a great way to do it too. Okay. Okay. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you to Fluffer Squirrel, as always, for being willing to moderate. Yeah. Have 2 phones, so you have to make a call. You don't have to end the stream. I will make sure from now on to come downtown with 2 phones. I will bring my work phone with me just so I have it just in case. So, okay, y'all. It's my 3rd Midwest goodbye. That means it's for real this time. Have a great day. Happy Easter for all of you who celebrate. He is risen. And I will see you later. Maybe over in Marilyn's stream. Take care. Bye-bye.